What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today we are jumping into day 2 of Grand Party, and this time around we're going to try something a little different. I did see some people were trying to develop striker-based teams, and this is what we're going to go with today. I don't have any confidence that this team is going to perform well, but I want to try it out. So we're using Roger and Newgate as our GP leader. Just before we get into this, I think, is my GP stuff? Okay, my GP leader ain't even leveled up, so let's go ahead and fix that. Alright, so we finally have that fixed up. As for what they do, they're going to be buffing Psi, Int, and Slasher characters, but they also buff Strikers. So they do like 4 different sets of units, and their burst skill is fascinating. You have to receive damage 35 times, and it has a 40% health cut to all targets, as well as giving your Psi and Int characters some buffs. So I hope that we can, fully abuse that today as we have our Striker team. We've got our Int team, an Int focus team that we hopefully will take against opposing Psi teams, and then a Psi team as well. So I really don't know how this is going to perform, but I'm excited to jump into it. And look, if it does start failing, then we're gonna have to switch it up, of course. Alright, well, look, this is day 2. If we end up losing, we will be able to pick up, again from where we left off. So let's go ahead, use our Striker team first against the Dex team. The thing is our Striker team does have a couple of strength units in it. Well, it has, it's got strength and quick units, which will get severely debuffed by the opposing Blackbeard. That's the character I am most concerned about. But one big thing is that we have Roger and Newgate. So best case scenario, Roger and Newgate go absolutely crazy and are able to get a knockout. Or get a couple of knockouts. And if we can get Roger and Newgate to launch, at least 2 times in this quest, we're going to be in very, very good stead. And of course, we have lots of other good units as well. We have Jack for significant health cuts. We've also got fixed damage with Tesoro, Cruzan, and also Kanjuro. So it does have some sort of synergy with each other. Here we go with Kanjuro giving some buffs to our squad and some 3,000 fixed damage. Jack is about to proc here, which is fantastic, giving us quite significant health cuts in the early game. So that puts them down really low. Dofi coming in with a hit, but that's fine. Blackbeard, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, that's not fun. But now we have the big boys coming in. So here we go with Kuzan, the fixed damage, and then here we go. So we're going to go in with the Roger and Newgate. And the double knockout, Luffy is going to res, which is kind of annoying, honestly. I kind of want Luffy to die. We did get a knockout on the opposing Blackbeard, though. So now the bench is going to start coming in. Luffy, he actually will fully charge someone special, but we did knock out the Dofi, which is massive. So he's going to fully charge Sober Mask. That's fine, honestly. Don Chinjiao could be annoying because he does have that, really annoying ability to reverse the specials of some of our characters. I think he can special bind as well. He's just a very annoying unit to deal with. But all things considered, we're tanking relatively well so far, which is surprising. Jack is ready to go once again, which can provide a little bit more health cuts here. So Pel's targeting Kuzan. That is a lot of damage. We do have our Roger Burst, but I do want to kind of keep that actually for the next battle. So who's going to launch next? Jack is going for the health cut. We've got Don Chinjiao chilling at the back, and he's finally coming in, and who's he going to reverse? Okay, he did not reverse Roger and Newgate. That's actually really good, and Kuzan is ready to go as well, so this is great. So the 4k fixed damage to all targets. Getting the knockout on Luffy and Dalton. And we really want Roger and Newgate to go here. Okay, and Sober Mask got knocked out, and that's going to be the win. That is crazy. So that actually got through it very comfortably. As long as Roger and Newgate are able to stay healthy, it just demolishes that Dex team. That's surprising. Alright, so, of course, the opponent will be having the Uta Burst very shortly. So we do have the quick team coming up. I feel like we should be able to get away with... okay, so the final team is going to be that. That is a scary team. I feel like the Int team versus the opposing quick team might be the idea here, might be the play. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. We do have the Roger Burst as well, which can give us some pretty significant buffs as well. So let's go ahead and give it a go. I think we're going to go ahead and just use the burst straight away. I don't think there's much reason to not to use the burst straight away, to be honest. Well, maybe we could save it until we're about to launch some specials, because that does actually give us some buffs. So I think that might be the idea, to actually use the burst skill right before the opposing team is about to start launching, because I think it gives us an attack and defense buff. Attack, speed, and defense. Okay, so we'll launch it right before we're about to take damage, because I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. We'll launch it right now, because Akainu is very close. And that, the buffs will last for 20 seconds, so that's actually pretty good. Alright, so now our specials are almost ready. Damage coming in from Akainu, which is obviously annoying. Blackbeard was able to dodge that, which is really cool. And then we have Ohm and Moria, which can do half stats, which is really cool. Oh, don't stuff us over, Shiki. Oh, it's so annoying. I hate Shiki so much. When he hits, it's just the most devastating thing ever. Taking a lot of hits early game, which is what Quick like to do. You know, they're a very fast team. Blackbeard at least will be able to come through and do some damage to the opponent here. But that action bind was kind of brutal. And the fixed damage coming in from that Tesoro. But, okay, Akainu is ready again. That's really scary. And then the Uta Burst is about to launch too. We are gonna lose this game. That's so bad. That is so bad. Okay, hopefully, maybe our bench units can actually come through. But the opponent has bench units too, and that's the scary thing, man. Alright, at least Kid's launching finally. Oh, wow. That's impressive. I guess those half stats from the Ohm were pretty clutch there. So it did bring it back a little bit. Smoker is here as well. We could potentially get some special bind. This could be kind of big right here. And they did dodge the special bind. Here's the Broggy. This might be it. Wow. That was looking really grim with that Uta Burst. But somehow, some way, we were able to pull out the victory there, which is awesome to see. So I'm honestly surprised that that Striker team actually worked as well as it did. And those quick teams, man, with those recent buffs that they've been receiving, are actually very threatening teams. So we'll go ahead and run that. So we're going to have our Striker team at the end. We're going to have our Side team versus Quick, and then the Int team versus Strength. And we'll see how it goes. We do. This is our 4th win, so we currently have 2 rematches available. If we fail, we do have, you know, a couple more chances at least. So we'll try it out. And Luffy is the GP leader. Luffy as the GP leader isn't as threatening. His special doesn't do as much as some of the other characters. But the really good thing that Luffy has is that he's got a very easy to build, I suppose, GP leader ability, focusing on fighters, Psy, and Dex. So this team doesn't really have too many of those. There's a few fighter characters for sure on the opposing team, but the really key thing here is that we have a lot more CT compared to the opposing squad. Kid is still a problem on the opponent's team because he is a driven character, so he actually does receive the CT increase. And those health cuts from Jack plus the Kid special that is inevitably going to happen could pose a threat, and especially King as well. So let's see how things go in terms of damage potential. Not really too much off the cuff there. Here we go with Kid. Should actually hit really hard. Oh, that was good damage. Knocking out Kid and Makuma, who are characters that are able to do damage through defense. And surprisingly, the new Rumble Rare Recruit Who's Who and Sasaki coming in from the opponent's squad, which is surprising. So he did hit the half stats. King avoided the half stats. I really want him to go. He avoided the half stats again, I think. Oh no, he got hit that time, so he won't be hitting as hard against us if he does end up doing that. Uta comes in though, huge damage, and that's going to be a very easy kill. And the opponent does have their GP burst, and it looks like they will be saving that for the next game, which won't matter because they have a full Quick team, which is unaffected really by the beneficial effects of Luffy's burst skill. So let's go ahead and try it out. We're going to use our Side team versus the opponent's Quick team. We'll finish it off with Strikers. I feel pretty confident that we should be able to squeeze out one more victory here. And of course, whenever we get our GP burst, I feel like we should probably use it straight away for our Side team here. Now, unfortunately, the Side team actually does receive a bit of debuffs during this season, mainly Free Spirit. Free Spirit receives -3 special CT, which is kind of annoying, to be honest, because, you know, they like having their CT, and they usually have benefits over the driven team. So the opponent's team, despite it being, you know, so driven focused, does still have a lot of CT due to Moria having his own ability to do it, and also Guild Tesoro providing very high CT increase to the opposing squad. So we're really hoping we can get some of our specials to launch really shortly. Moria, it looks like he will launch, which will halve some of our stats, hopefully avoiding Yamato and Odin. And who did it hit? And it hit Yamato. That's kind of annoying. We do have our burst. We would probably just use it here just to provide some health cuts and give us a bit more chance to actually get a knockout or two. Fujitora is going to come in and actually will do a bit of damage towards those characters inflicted with half stats. Okay, that's fine. Here's Odin. He's going to whiff a little bit here, which is unfortunate. And we did bind the Tesoro. He's going to use that burst again. Hopefully not against one of the half stat units. Okay, looks like it might have been Rebecca Toy Soldier that took that. Roger burst, or Roger skill, should we say. I mean, it is annoying that Tesoro is just sitting there. He's just tanking all the hits. That's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Because once he goes, which he should die now, so they do lose a lot of CT due to that. But now they got poor Chemi and Blue Jam on the bench. Oh, and they got Kid on the bench as well. Oh, this could be really rough. Despite our burst skill that we're able to provide, I don't know if we're going to secure victory here. The half stats are massive from the Blue Jam. Okay, he's almost ready. Unfortunately, Yamato is not going to get another opportunity to launch. Ah, dang, okay, so this is looking really bad. Damn, I thought we had this one in the bag, but no, that opposing squad is just too much. So we're going to go ahead and just skip here because there's no reason to stay. But we will be able to secure a second burst of our Roger and Newgate. That should help us out quite a bit in this game. And hopefully we can pull out and squeak out another victory. It is the opposing deck squad, which I felt pretty comfortable with in the last game. Though this time around, they do have Don Chinjiao on the front line, which is a huge benefit to them because he can consistently launch his special to interrupt what we aim to do. And Blackbeard on the front line, once again, can be kind of detrimental to what we try and do because, you know, Blackbeard providing lots of debuffs to the quick and strength characters on our squad. Queen, interesting choice on their front line. He does provide a lot of HP, and he does have the potential to action bind the opponents. And he is a driven character, so he actually does receive a lot of CT, which is interesting. And then that is obviously going to be quite annoying. The special reverse on the Tazor and also the Kuzan. At least Jack is able to launch to provide some significant health cuts from the forefront. Okay, we should be able to tank that quite comfortably. We do want Roger and Newgate to launch. It would be so bad if Queen actually... Oh no, Queen actually got bumped down a little bit in the order. Some fixed damage coming in from the Kanjuro. And then Kuzan obviously just missed his special, but this is the big one here, Roger and Newgate. Oh, of course Blackbeard was the one that got revived. That's really bad. Fixed damage coming in from the Queen. We do avoid some action bind. We will have our burst skill, of course, which we will use straight away. No real reason to not use it at this point. So, at this point, they actually are at quite a low HP threshold. I feel okay. Blackbeard launching for the first time will put us at a bit of a disadvantage here. Okay, Don Chinjiao not launching just yet. Kuzan finally getting his opportunity to launch. Knocking out Queen, which is good. We don't have to deal with his special anymore. But knocking out Don Chinjiao and Blackbeard are the two characters that I really want to deal with right now. Okay, Don Chinjiao, Luffy, and Sober Mask are all gone. This is looking pretty good right now. Zora in the late game is an interesting choice, and I feel like that could be very, very bad for us. He is about to launch, and hopefully we tank it quite well. Okay, we do. And here's Jack for another health cut. We do get another fixed damage deal from the Kanjuro. Who do you target? Okay, Roger Newgate. He just missed his special, which would have been so good. But then we get Kanjuro with the fixed damage. Very nice, actually. Sober Mask. We really want Sober Mask to go down. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Okay, chill, chill, chill. Okay, it's still quite close, but we're in a good position though, because Roger Newgate is going to absolutely wipe the floor and pick up the victory. There we go. So yeah, that was a little tight, but I mean, we still had a lot of characters on our crew, and it looks pretty comfortable going against decks. Honestly, it was pretty good. So there we go. Picking up another victory with Roger and Newgate as the captain. So I think we're just going to try this once again. So I think we'll go with Striker versus Dex, and then we have the same conundrum as before. So I think we'll go with Int versus Quick. I felt like that was the most comfortable. So I think that's what we'll do. So we'll go Striker, and then we'll go Int, and then we'll go Psy potentially in the end game. But I feel like if we go, you know, with what we are planning to do, you know, if we go with, you know, Psy versus Int at the end, we'll probably lose that one. Psy just don't have a lot going for them right now. It's more of just the fact that Int are so strong right now. That's probably it, honestly. Int are incredibly strong in Rumble. They've got so much support. So, honestly, as weird as it is to say, I do think that Psy need a little bit more support. They have released some Rumble Rare Recruits in the past. You know, a few months ago, we had the release of the Rumble Rare Recruit Crocus and the Sambel and the Roger Pirate characters, but those units weren't even Psy focused. They were like Fighter and Cerebral focused, which really didn't help out that much for their respective teams. Anyways, I digress. Getting back to the game, Queen's gonna launch, and he hits the action bind. That's so annoying. Putting Roger and Newgate at the bottom of the order is really bad. Really, really bad, especially on this Dex team. But interestingly enough, I just noticed this now. The opponent is not using Super Tandem Luffy on their front line, so we don't have to deal with revive mechanics, which I guess is a blessing in disguise. But even still, we have to deal with what the opponent has, and Blackbeard obviously is a problem, and Doflamingo on the bench and Sober Mask in the late game all can definitely be problematic. And then Kuzan just tanking these hits here from the Pell. Jack with the health cuts. Okay. Roger Newgate's about to launch finally for the first time. Okay, Pell and Queen are gone. Really would love the Blackbeard to go. Because if he launches again, we're not going to win if Blackbeard is able to launch another special. Doflamingo is in. He won't launch on this time around, but we need to start launching some specials. Dofi needs to go, real talk. We're at a really low HP threshold here, so I am a little concerned, to be honest. Jack for some more health cuts, obviously. Kid's going to launch. He's going to hit hard. Okay. Blackbeard's not launching this time. Here's Dofi, though. This is going to hurt. Okay, we have our burst, and I feel like I should use it, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. Just to make sure here, because Kuzan is about to launch, which actually should knock out most of these characters here. Oh my god, Blackbeard's still somehow surviving. Okay, but Blackbeard got special reversed, which is good, and we special binded the Dalton. That puts us in a really good spot, but Dalton needs to die. Okay, Dalton and Dofi dead, and that should pick us the victory here. Sober Mask is here, but he needs to go. And the burst skill, oh my god, I didn't even account for that. Okay, somehow we're still surviving. We do have our own Sober Mask on the bench, so yeah, we're gonna win this game. But, man, it was a lot closer than I expected, that's for sure. Okay, please, there we go. There we go. So now we're in a spot here where we have our int team versus the opposing quick team, and this is still going to be a scary game, to be honest. This is still going to be a scary game. I don't feel comfortable using my int team versus his int team at the end. Yeah, that's not going to be a good thing. So let's try what we had planned from the get-go, being our int versus their quick, and hopefully we can pick up a win. If we don't, though, then we're going to have to try and rely on Psy versus Int, which I don't think is going to go well for us, so we'll see what happens. It is unfortunate that we did use the GP burst skill on the previous game. It would have been lovely to have this straight off the cuff here, or to use it right before we were launching specials, because that's what we did last time. I think it was in game 1 we did that, and having that, you know, not only the additional health cuts, but being able to give us some attack and defensive increases for that short period of time was also pretty clutch. So it is annoying that we don't have that, but we'll see how things progress here. Obviously, Akainu going to launch first. He always does. Kaido's going to follow straight behind him, giving defense down. And then we have our own Moria, so it is unfortunate that Moria did launch after the fact, and Fujitora is going to go as well, because why not? He's taking so much damage here. Okay, halving of stats, and here is our Uta special, which should do really good damage, actually. It is not bad. Kid as well. Still not getting a knockout. Shiki's going to hurt. Oh my god. I want to use this burst so bad, but I don't know if it's a good idea to do it. I don't know if I should do it. I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Okay. He does have his to Zoro as well. That's really bad. Arm, half stats. Okay, good. We're really relying on characters like Broggy and Blackbeard to kind of give us the win here, but this is going to hurt. Okay, Blackbeard. And we don't got no specials ready, yo. And this Blue Jam is going to hurt so hard when he comes in with his special. Blackbeard's dead. And we lose. Pretty sure we're dead. Unless there's something miraculous happens here, to be honest. Yeah, of course he avoids the special bind, and Blue Jam's gonna go, and we're dead. Oh my god, dude. Feels bad. Yeah, we're gonna lose this one because there's in no way does Psy beat Int Driven. It just doesn't. It just, unless if something crazy happens, but it shouldn't happen. We shouldn't be winning this game from here, which means we're gonna take an L. So we have to go back to the drawing board, unfortunately. So we'll see how it goes, but it's not gonna go well, I don't think. This is a pretty scary looking team. And that's the thing, right? Is like, instead of, because we had Blackbeard on our team, if we had Yamato, for example, would that have made a difference? Not sure. If we had Konus instead of Ohm, would that have made a difference? Potentially. I don't know. I really like Blackbeard though, because it does give a bit of extra bulk, but then again, you saw in that previous team, we just didn't have enough damage, really. So I guess putting Yamato instead of Blackbeard may have been a better way to go about it. And you see with this team, we actually have negative CT increase in this current team because of the Konus on the opposing field. So that's scary. That is not good at all. And then their Yamato is going to launch. It half-statted Odin and hit the Odin, but that's really unfortunate. Konus just does so much debuffing to us. Jesus. And then there, Mori's going to launch, obviously. And their kid. Oh my god, Yamato got destroyed there. Can't even get the Yamato special to launch. And that is going to be GG. Let's just skip it. We're not winning. Yeah. Oh, it got down to 6 at least, and it got down to 32 seconds, but it was not going to happen. So this is the next team that we're going to go with. Now, I have changed my ideology a little bit. So my plan here is to run more of a Stoli team, a Dex team versus the opposing Int team here at the start. And then we're going to use our Int team versus the opponent's Psy team, which I have altered slightly, and then finish off with Striker versus Dex. And that's what we're going to go with, and if this doesn't work, then we're going to have to resort to, obviously, something a little bit more basic, bare bones, tried and tested, you know? So let's see how this one goes this time around. So we're going to be using the Dex team here, which is my pretty typical Dex team, but I did keep Sober Mask on the Striker team because I wanted to have, you know, something that was a little more hard-hitting if a unit had to come in the late game. But basically, I'm not expecting to win this particular matchup. If we do, then that's fantastic, but the whole plan here is to just do as much damage as possible, really, and just kind of tank the opponent. Best case scenario, the opponent uses their GP burst in this battle. I don't know if we're going to get to that point where they're able to do that, but if they are, then that's okay with me. I'm completely okay with that. Realistically, we could use our GP burst in this game if we do think we're going to pick up the win. I don't think we are though, so we'll deal with it as it comes, really, but we'll see how things go. Kid giving us some more defense here, which is good. But the annoying thing here is obviously versus Kaido is a revived character, so he has to be dealt with twice, and Uta will do really good damage to us here. Oh my god, Blackbeard nearly got literally one shot. And he is running the Fuji, so he is going to be debuffed in some fashion. When he did get hit by the Dalton, would be nice to knock him out, bring in the Smoker at least. Oh my god. I don't think we're going to get their GP burst to activate in this game, unfortunately. I thought that we may have been able to do it, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Int Driven are just a whole different beast in this season, and Luffy's not even below... Oh, he is below 50% to fully charge a character special. That's nice at least, so we can get a special to go. Blackbeard is knocked out, unfortunately, and more half stats are inflicted to our squad. Yeah, okay, well, look, we tried. We're not using our burst skill in this game, absolutely not. Okay, that's fine, whatever. And who got knocked out then? I think that was Dofi, right? That was Dalton that got knocked out. Yeah, that's bad. It is annoying that Dofi got knocked out so quickly. It probably would have been a smarter idea to have Dofi on the bench, considering we know how fast the Int team kind of deals with our squad. Probably would have been a smarter idea. Okay, that's fine. Their kid's gonna go. Knock out our Cavendish. This is gonna hurt. And then that's gonna go. And we're somehow still alive. And the kid special. Okay, well, that did not work as intended. Kid is dead, and the opponent did not get their burst skill and didn't use it, so that's not what we wanted to happen. So now we have to win both of these next 2 games. So we have Int versus the opposing Psy team. Let's see what happens. Usually, you should be able to win this one. We have Conus and I have Urogue. I put those 2 characters in the team because Urogue actually gives a bit of CT increase to our squad, and he does debuff the Psy team along with Conus. So they are pretty severely debuffed when you compare it to what we have. So I do feel like we should be able to get stuff done, but we'll see. We'll see. It is still a little concerning though. So we're going to go ahead and use the Roger burst, or the Roger and the Newgate burst, right before they start launching some specials. That's the way we're going to go about it here. And let's use it right now. So I'm going to get the huge health cut and the attack speed and defensive increase to hopefully tank as much damage as possible here before they start launching too many specials. Would have been fantastic if we had Moria launch right before all their specials, but that obviously doesn't happen because nothing goes my way in PvP, so it is what it is. And then of course the severe debuffs coming in from Cruzan. And here is the Conus. Defense down, speed down, guard down, special bind. Of course the special bind occurs after Yamato launches her special. Fixed damage coming in from Roger. Okay, now this is our turn to combat. Let's go. They are about to use their Uta burst, and if that kills our Uta, I'm going to be so upset. Wow, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Why is Yamato... And he's going to whiff. Okay, he did knock out the Yamato, but why are we getting so unlucky? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Okay, I really want Urogue to launch his special. Please just launch it. Thank you. Oh my god, dude. Wow, didn't even get a knockout. This is not looking good for us. We're gonna have to use this second burst. I'm really surprised that he hasn't used his burst yet. I'm sure it's coming. Mori is down already. Oh, dude, this is so bad. Come on, man. Just get the knockouts, please. Okay, Strussen's down. Roger's about to use his skill again. Here's Dory, though. Hopefully we can pick up some special binds. Okay, Roger's down. This is good. Smoothie's still on the bench. That's annoying. Broggy. See you later, Smoothie. And then Kid. Dude, that was... We got so shafted in that game. It is unbelievable. Like, the whiffs... We didn't really whiff on a special, but it was pretty much getting down to that point where, you know, Yamato was sitting at the front, took the Kid special, and it took someone else's special. I think, yeah, it took the Uta special and the Kid special. Just so unlucky. But now we have no bursts at all, so we have to go and just hope that this striker team can pull out the clean victory versus the opposing Dex team here. So they do have Dofi on the front line, which I do prefer because Dofi coming in on the bench in late game is more scary to deal with. The fact that he's on the front line, he's going to take damage more often, and they do have Blackbeard on the front line too, which is obviously still a scary unit. So we just have to hope that we don't get shafted. Luckily, there's no Don Chinjiao we have to deal with. There's no Queen, so there's no action bind. So things should go in our favor here. We got a little bit of bad luck in the previous game, even though we did pick up the win. I'm really hoping that things can go a little bit more favorable for us in this matchup here. Okay, so here we go with the Kanjuro special with some fixed damage. And then Dofi's going to go. He does nothing on the first attack pretty much. Cruzan's ready to go. Jack's going to go. Okay, it would have been nice if we had, you know, Roger Whitebeard move a little bit higher up in the order compared to these specials, but it's okay. We're fine. We're fine. Cruzan's going to tank this hit. No problem. Yeah, Blackbeard hurts, obviously. It's not going to be fun. Okay, now, here we go with the Tezora special. And then the Roger Newgate should pick up a knockout. Hopefully it's Dofi. It is going to be Dofi, so we did get a little bit of luck there, which is good. So we no longer have to deal with the Doflamingo specials. Blackbeard is almost knocked out, which is great for us. So once we start getting our specials back, that's going to be great. So he is going to... Wow, Luffy fully charged the Dalton special. Okay, that's a little lucky. If he fully charged the Blackbeard special, we probably would be in a losing position right now. Blackbeard has basically no HP left, so we need these specials to launch ASAP, please. Kanjuro, please. There we go. Who are you hitting? Blackbeard is gone. That's fantastic for us here. Sober Mask is coming off the bench. And he will be annoying because it is getting towards the end game here. Tezora is not going to launch this time around. The Kid is not going to launch this time around. Jack, Sober Mask will launch his special here. His Kuzan. Nice, knocking out the Luffy and the Pell. That's big. Okay, and Roger Whitebeard will pick up another double knockout. Ideally, getting rid of the Cavendish and Kid here would be best. And that's exactly who he got rid of. Okay, so as I said, you know, we're hoping for a bit more RNG in this game, and that's exactly what we got. So, man, okay, stressful day 2. Man, this is one of the reasons why I don't like Grand Party. It's just the intense amount of stress that goes into each and every match. You know, losing the first game and having to secure the 2 wins at the end. Oh, boy, oh, boy. And with that, that is going to wrap up day 2 of Grand Party. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.